fool, actually, because in the Netherlands, I was taught to learn to write English, you know, the very proper way. And here they threw this Western saddle on this thing, and I felt like a sack of potatoes on there. But learned pretty quick. But most of my work really involved the stockyard that was designed for these. And wow, what did I learn there? The stench, unbelievable. The mountains of poop, we're talking stories high. Every morning I would have to get up early, get the front loader on a tractor going, go into the silage, bring out that big scoop, and then I would quickly grab 2 bags of antibiotics, throw it in there, and then another bag of who knows what medicine, I really don't know to this day what that was, dump it into this truck, and just do that for about half the morning while the truck just lined this up in the troughs. And the main ingredient? Corn. That is the main ingredient. Now, we pride ourselves for steaks being corn-fed, right? But corn is not the natural food for cows. It is very bad for them. We force corn on them because it fattens them quickly, because they can't, well, that's a whole other story, but it puts them in such an inflammatory state that the meat actually gets marbled, which we look at as a good thing in this nation. Marbled meat is nothing more than an inflammatory response that causes fat stripes to go into the meat, making it more tender, yes, but all those evil compounds are stored in there. The inflammatory compounds are transferred to you. It's called xenohormesis. You will, to some degree, start resembling the cow when you start eating this. So xenohormesis. This is not good news. And then all that stuff that's in there, we fatten up a cow in 16 months for slaughter. The old-fashioned way, grass, 5 years. There's a huge difference. But grass-fed cows have good oils in them. They're a lot less inflammatory. No, they don't have those stripes in it. Yes, they're more expensive. But we certainly didn't hurt the environment by raping the soil out in Iowa to grow the corn to destroy that cow. See how that is all connected? Because ultimately, eating that cow is really part of the reason that we have to do such high oil production and have all this trouble in the Middle East and in the Gulf and who knows what else. It's all connected. And that's why this whole food chain is now called the industrial military complex, because it is. It's all kind of connected together. They feed each other. But back to this cow, what we have found, and I've always wondered about this, because ever since I've worked there, that certain smell, whenever you go to a non-grass-fed, non-organic cow meat, I can smell the stockyards. I can literally smell it. It's got the same smell. So of course that's a natural turnoff. It's not difficult for me to avoid that. But why would that be? It's because these cows, they have nothing else to do. They're kind of stumped. They lay in all that poop. They lay there all day long, and it's kind of liquefied. It permeates into their whole beings. And we have proven that. And this stuff is really toxic, folks. There's a lot of pesticides in there. There's a lot of antibiotics in there and all kinds of residue that if it ever flows into the stream next door, the EPA is all over them. But yet here we are soaking it up in our meat and we're eating it. This is why I don't eat that meat. It's really simple. Put it on a grill and it's like, oh, what is that? That gives me memories from the stockyards, all the dust and all it was not good. Yeah? So what a difference that farming experience was compared to what Adrian Den Boer is doing to this day in the Netherlands. It's an incredible difference. It's a heavy machination. It's almost like a factory. It's non-personal. Nobody knows everything. When the cow gets shipped, who knows where it goes and where it goes into, versus your local farmer who produces all this good stuff. This is why I go to the farmer's market. I don't have time to do it myself, but I'm sure thankful for the folks there, all the benefits they give for health, and wow, what a difference that can make. So, can you use the farmer's market for everything? No. The supermarkets are absolutely beautiful, but even in a supermarket, if you stick to the periphery of the shop, of the store rather, that's where the good stuff is found. And the more you go into the inner caves of the grocery store, the more evil it becomes. Because you know why? The list of ingredients grows. And if the list of ingredients is more than 4 or 5 things, it's junk. I try not to eat food that's made in plants, but rather I like to eat plants that's been grown on soil. Does that make sense? The real thing. And that's what the majority of your diet should be. And you'd be amazed by all the medicinal effects of these foods. I just picked a few of them, but you can go on and on. And food is a drug. You change the way you look, the way you feel, the way you think, the way you live, and your functional life is tremendously expanded just by this. And it doesn't take a whole lot of skill to put it together. You lightly steam it, you saute it, you always keep it crunchy. And my oldest son decided to draw me this whole schematic on how you should do a vegetable. And he really makes it a science. He said, what he's saying, and I'm going to read now because these are his notes, I hope you don't mind that. Start with fresh veggies. He's vegetarian. You can never go wrong with oil, sea salt, and some crushed pepper. Okay? Fresh pepper, make sure it's ground up. Sea salt is so much more delicious than regular salt. And those ingredients